Well, you are in for a treat today. Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. Wellue, and ViHealth together bringing a brand new product. This is fun, the Checkme O2 Max. What's O2? Blood oxygen saturation. What's a Checkme? Well, if you're familiar with our Wellue reviews, you'll know what that is. That's a line of equipment that they have that will measure all kinds of things from temperature to blood oxygen. Why don't you check it out yourself? Gowellue.com. Head on over Wellue and you'll see all kinds of goodies these guys have got. By the way, this particular one and all of our products, we can get you a 15% discount right off of the top if you go over there using the link gowellue.com. Let's dive into it. The Checkme O2 Max comes in a nice gray box, and when you open it up, ta-da, there it is. Now before we take it out, let me share a little bit about this thing, what it actually looks like. When you get it, you're going to take it out, you're going to strap it on your arm, you're going to plug in a little dongle that goes to a sensor that's going to strap on an appendage. More about that later. Thumb, finger, whatever works for you. You put this thing on and it's going to do all of this stuff. It's about $250, but like I said, we can knock 15% off of that right off of the top. This is a big blow up of what's on that listing right there, which, by the way, you can get to using the link in the show notes. It can track this device. It can track your blood oxygen saturation, that's SpO2, and your heart rate and your body movements. And this is the big thing, every second, automatically and accurately. Yep. It'll record and store long-term data trends, either on your phone, your tablet, laptop, desktop, wherever you like, without any additional fees, or you can upgrade to a thing that you can store all this stuff up in the cloud as well. The device will activate an alarm, either sound or vibration if you like, if you either have a low blood oxygen level or an abnormal pulse rate, either too high or too low. Yeah. Print and share 2-second interval high-resolution reports with your doctor, or archive them for your own use later on. And it's got a nice soft silicone sensor that makes this thing very comfortable to wear overnight. And overnight is when you really are going to want to do this testing. It's rechargeable via USB cable, and another really important factor is how long it will last. It's 72-hour long battery life. So why in the world do you want to track your blood oxygen continuously? I'll leave this on the screen so you can read it. But generally, especially in this era of COVID, it's really good to know what the situation is regarding your blood oxygen. Also, if you have any kind of apnea events where you tend to hold your breath or snore a lot or otherwise misdirect the ease of breathing, this will pick it up and this will report it for you. And the main thing is it does it every 2 seconds. We've reviewed some other devices that can monitor your blood oxygen at night, but they do it in intervals much larger than every 1 to 2 seconds, something like once a minute to once every 10 minutes. This is completely different. So let's dive in and look at it. Comes out with a already installed clasp. And the device itself is in here. And what's fun is it's sitting in a little pocket. You can pop it right out. This is the module. By the way, you'll need that because you're going to need to get the last digits of the serial number down here to input this unit into the app that you're going to tether to it. That's how it recognizes it. So you got this little strap thing. This plugs down a little notch here, hooks it on the bottom. It snaps in here. This wraps around your arm, and you want to do it with this end pointing down because when you take the bottom off, you see a little hookup point. So you're going to place this on here, wrap it around. Now, unlike the ones that have the optical sensors for heart rate and stuff, this doesn't have to be worn super tight or super loose. You can do it to wherever it's comfortable. There's 2 little buttons that push in there. And here you go. You can even slide it around if you want to. Do it on the bottom or do it on the top. Or you can do it like I do it. Keep watching. You're not going to believe it. Anyway, this is the little dongle. and it's coming in its own little bag. Ta-da-da, ta-da-da. And this creative invention is what you're going to slip around your finger or your thumb. This will plug right in here. Yeah? Yeah? Check this out. Yeah? Looks similar? Same company? Same design? Bet it's patented. You guys recognize this? This was the first Wellue product I reviewed, and I loved it so much I said, guys, send me everything you got. I love this stuff. Ooh, it just vibrated and turned on. What's this? This is the O2 ring. This, babies, is exactly the same as this, except it doesn't have as big of a battery. But you slip this on a finger or a thumb or whatever, it'll activate, it'll record your blood oxygen, your heart rate, and your movement, and again, transmit it all over to the app. So we're looking at an updated upgrade here with the Checkme O2 Max of the O2 ring. Either one of these products are great if you want to really study your long-term blood oxygen situation. So I am going to choose a finger just to show you. You want to be careful you don't rip this thing, but I've been pretty aggressive with it and haven't had a problem yet, but it connects in here. There's a little red diode that's going to be on the side, and the second that you plug this in with the thing up, it's going to activate it. Come on. All right, I guess I have to turn it on first. I thought it would turn it on already. Boom, it just vibrated. It's now connecting, and now it goes. Okay, it's going to give me the blood oxygen and heart rate, and there it's doing it, and it's doing it every second, and it will continue that until I unplug it. Really, really cool. Last thing is how you charge it. That's with this. That plugs into the same puka hole port right there, and then this plugs into USB, and that's how you charge it. But wait, there's more. You got a 1-year warranty card that comes with it, and having difficulties, how to contact service, stuff like that. And then you've got the user's guide and a smart user's manual. Wow, a lot of stuff. Let's go through them quickly. I don't want to spend a lot of time with you, so I'm just going to freeze frame it. Its intended use, cautions, guides and symbols, the overview of the parts that come with it. You're going to be setting time on it, of course. Your power on and off, taking your first recording, how that works, stopping it and syncing the data. You get 10 seconds in case it accidentally came apart or you took the thing off to wash your hands or something. If you want to continue the session, you'll have 10 seconds to reconnect it and activate it if you want to. By the way, you can get PC or Mac software to take this thing to a whole new level. But basically what we're going to do is use the app called ViHealth. That's the standard one they use on all of their devices. But remember, there is a whole different bunch of stuff you can do with the computer software. Here's some troubleshooting information and electromagnetic compatibility and whatnot. And of course the specs are going off over here. Now, this one is multiple languages, and we go into the app. Compatibility, a little bit more detail. If you don't want to look at the manual, that's okay. You can just skip past. But you're going to have to find the serial number on the back of your specific unit and put that in there when it connects Bluetooth to the app in order to get it to connect. And then it'll automatically sync your data over to the app, and you'll be able to review it there. If you're not tethered and connected, you won't see this data, but there is an offline mode. You can go into the app and you can review the data from there. And of course you can export it if you want to. You're going to get reports that look like this, that show the times in sleep apnea, and you can expand the chart. We'll see that here in just a second. Then you also can do real-time monitoring. So you have a tab on here that lets you get your live blood oxygen and heart rate. So if you're monitoring somebody that you want to keep an eye on, and they're in the next room, perhaps in isolation, you can use this to combine with the app to live watch what's going on. And of course, the alarm can go off if there's abnormalities in the blood oxygen. Okay, I'm going to bring the app over and let's go deeper. Now, as I mentioned before, the app is called ViHealth. I already have it loaded. I've logged into it. I have registered this particular unit, and as soon as I come in and connect, if it's on and running, which it is right now, it'll see it, and it'll bring it over, and it'll connect me into my data that I've accumulated so far. So I've done several different sessions. We're going to go through those in a second, but first I want to show you down here, when we move from history to dashboard, now we are in that live connected reading mode. And this is really, really sweet. There's the blood oxygen and the heart rate and the battery level, and it's just there. Always on. Again, it's Bluetooth connected to the device, so anywhere in the house or wherever you are, as long as you're within Bluetooth reach, it'll work. And it works through walls. So, excellent way to really monitor every second of a patient, a friend, a relative's heart rate and blood oxygen, especially in this era of COVID, in case that's something you need to take care of. We've got some other things here. Here's the setup. And here's where I set my reminder down to 85%. I mentioned at the beginning its default was 90, and it was going off like crazy. So 85%, maybe 2-3 times a night I'm getting that, which is reasonable for me to be deep into not breathing, far enough that it's worthy of it reminding me to wake up and start breathing. Here's my pulse rate reminders, the low and the high. You can set those, and you can have device offline reminders as well, so it doesn't have to be connected online. You have selections of vibration, strength, and volume. I'm only using vibration because I don't want to wake Mrs. Tix with sound, so very low is basically silent mode. And the screen mode is either standard, which means it'll be on for a little while, or you can have it to always on, and the always on mode will eat up more power, but it will turn the screen on and it'll stay on. Of course, at night I don't want the glow happening either, so I basically keep it in standard. But for our video, I'll leave it on right now. You got some factory resets and device updates and stuff and new products and other things. There's the sign-in and a premium plan for online backup if you want to do that. Otherwise, all of your data is going to be backed up here onto the phone, so make sure you set it up on the phone you plan on using. A lot of folks use their last year's phone, you know, when you've upgraded, you have a spare phone left over. It's a perfect thing to use for something like this to get your data accumulated here. And of course, you can export any of it that you want to as well. You're seeing some charts up here of the blood oxygen at the different days. When you have more than one reading on a day, it's banded. Blood oxygen, oh, here you go, drops. This is drops. How many times did it drop in that session? And then this is lowest blood oxygen. I guess it helps to read the screen. And that's the lowest reading that you're getting, and it's showing you all of that stuff across here. When you dive into the data, let's take, my first reading down here. This is an example of what I get. You get the recorded time. This is 8.5 hours. I had this on my thumb like it shows in the picture. Under 90% of the time, none. I had the equivalent of 0.7 drops per hour with the total drops of 6 of them over 4%. My average was 96 and my lowest was 88%. So my O2 score is up here in the green zone. And again, average heart rate was 55, which is shown down here, and I was wearing it on my left thumb to take the test. And this is what the chart looks like, and these little tick marks are the times that I was actually received an alarm. Now down here, and it's a little hard to see, is some peaks for movement. This is when either I was rolling around in bed or got up and went to the bathroom or slammed my hand down because something was on it. Whatever. There's little bitty tick marks here, but they're soft. One recommendation would be to make it more sensitive so you see actually more of your movement. And this is the heart rate. You notice some of them peak. My guess is that some of that is possibly errors in the reading at the moment, since it's doing it once a second, but they're all here. So how do you know what you've got? Well, you can expand it. Let's look at this area because it's kind of busy and interesting. I can expand it. You see the time is all expanding down here. We can open it up. There's the alarm that came in slightly below 90 because I was set for 90. And as you expand it more and more, you're seeing it's still very fine detail. Here's the heart rate. I can expand it even more. And now that thing that looked like a real point is not. It's a smooth, lasting for several seconds duration, right? 4:16. These are all at 4:16 a.m. There's 17, so it's within 1 minute right down here. It's not showing you the actual seconds, but you can expand that puppy way, way up so it looks like a flat line, not that peak that was there before. There's the actual moment. So what does that look like? You press the magnifying glass, touch over here, and there you go. I hit 89% at 4:16 and 25 seconds. And then 29 seconds and 35 seconds, so each of these marks are the next registered time. You have to turn that off in order to compress it back up again. So that's an 8-hour look here. So that was Friday the 29th. On the 30th, I tried the same thing again on my left index finger. This was only a 26-minute sample, and yeah, I got right down to 90%, but not enough to trigger a session or an alarm. Another one on the 30th was way, way busier. This one I did deeper into the sleep at 11:30, somewhere around there. And look at all of the activity here, folks. Wow. Look at all of the events. Wow. This was really intense. This is the time when I have the story I'm telling you where it just kept going off and off and off and off, and I couldn't get any sleep at all. Because I guess I was really snoring or sleep apneaing a lot. So much so that I started, like in my dreams or in my waking consciousness, to try and breathe and not let it go crazy. Really, really weird. So I changed things around. On the 31st, I put it on my second left toe. Yep. Believe it or not, you can actually strap this thing around the bottom of your foot with this thing sitting at the top of your foot, and this will slide right over a toe. Now, I didn't put it on my big toe, although I think it would fit because these fingers are pretty big, but it was perfect on my second toe. So it's under the covers, way down at the bottom of the bed, and sure enough, when it went off, I felt it, and it woke me up, but not as dramatic as when I had it on my hand. I know the team at Wellue are going to just cringe from hearing what I'm telling you. It's like fingers on a chalkboard. We didn't design it for you to put on your foot. But it really works. It really works. The heart rate works, the motion works, and the sleep apnea works. So I had 4 drops over 4%, 95% average, 88, but they boom, 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 boom. They all came in around 110 to 1:15 in the morning. Notice I didn't have much movement, but boy, they follow a pattern. Boom, boom. So this is really good information that you can screenshot and send to your doctor at the exact zoom that you want, or you can, of course, export it if you want to as well. And that was a really, really good session. So, not to be outdone, my right foot said, do it on mine. So I put it on my right foot with the sensor on my right toe, the one right next to my big toe, second right toe. This is the data that I got. It's great. Heart rate is really kind of erratic, so my guess is it wasn't fitting really well enough to get a good solid sensor on my heart rate. I don't think my heart rate jumped around that much. So this is a good indicator on whether you got it in the right spot and got it tight enough and those kind of things. But I certainly got some really deep sleep apnea moments in here, including these peaks right here. If I zoom in and I do that and I tap there, I can show you I was down about 83, maybe even 82%. Hard to hit it just exactly. 87. interesting, you see the sleep apnea alarm went off before the lowest point. You see that? The lowest point was right there a few seconds later. So the alarm went off. I still wasn't breathing. I finally woke up. I took some air and got my blood oxygen back up again. But the trigger went off, of course, when I went below 85, which is what I had set it for. So these are the numbers, and this is how this one turned out. And all in all, I'm really impressed with this overall app. And the device itself is very universal, easy to use, easy to wear, and you got the data on it. And of course, coming back at any time with the app running, you can go back to live information transmitted directly Bluetooth from the device to your phone. There you have it. That's it. It's called the Checkme O2 Max Wrist Oxygen Monitor. You can get to it by going to gowellue.com. When you do, and if you pick up any of the products from Wellue, remember you get a 15% discount. The code is Mr. Ticks. It should automatically be applied for you when you check out. But if it isn't, just put it in there, Mr. Ticks, and you'll be good to go. Check the show notes for the link directly to the product and more information about the Wellue company and all of their products. And once again, it is a simple little device that you wear right on your wrist or your foot or your forehead. I don't know. It's meant to be put on your wrist and connected to your thumb or your finger. So we'll go with the standard way of wearing it. And but any place that you can put this thing on that you've got blood vessels in, it should pick up your basic information. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate you being here, and Wellue and keeping us up to date with the latest products 2021. They've been hard at work with some other new goodies that'll be coming out soon. So come on back, check it out, and we'll see you again soon.